women needing women. It just has opened my eyes.
We could be catty and fighting and doing all these things, but why do that? Because collaboration is so much more powerful than competition.
It is a place where people can walk in and ask questions and not be judged.
This is a lonely, difficult, hard profession that we have all chosen.
Welcome back to Perspectives Unlocked, the show where real conversations fuel real growth. Today's episode is about more than just real estate. You're about to hear from three powerhouse women. Patricia Ann Young, founder of Women of Real, joined by Cassandra Marks and Majsan Champagne, leaders, trailblazers, and connectors across the real brokerage. From building community across state lines to showing up for each other in business and in life, this isn't just a conversation, it's a movement. Let's unlock the power of connection, collaboration, and the sisterhood behind success.
Hi there. Well, welcome to the Pink Corner. I'm Patricia Ann Young. I am the founder of the Women of Real, and these are my ladies that are on my council, Majsan and Cassandra. And basically, I joined Real almost 4 years ago. And when I talked to Tamir, one of my biggest things of coming over was to be able to start a group, if you will, a community of women, and basically to help learn, grow, and lift each other up. You know, we believe in having a space for connection and camaraderie. We always believe that women need women, right? I mean, I think people agree with that. And this group has become a safe space, and where not only talks about real estate, but also just about life in general. And that's what the goal of this was. And as we have grown the group about 2 years ago, then we started the council. And it's great because obviously I can't do this on my own. It's like it takes a village. It takes a village to run me. It takes a village to run this group. So this is where Cassandra came in, and this is where Majsan came in. Majsan handles all the marketing for our group and for our, we also have our charity events, and we have the whole council for this. But it was really important to us to not only for me, but to have other women reach out where we do have that support, which, made sense. So Cass came in, and she is, like I say, I am right-handed, so she is my left. She helps me with our meeting notes. So Cass, go ahead.
I heard the kittens. I absolutely do. But
She does.
The whole women needing women thing, like I did not believe that for like a super long time. Until one day during the pandemic, I was on this app called what was it, Patricia, again?
Oh, Clubhouse.
And we found each other, and that's how Patricia and I became friends. And she's in Dallas, I'm in Portland, and it was like we have so many similarities in our life. And like we talked about more than real estate, we talked about family stuff and marriage stuff and just all sorts of things. And I didn't realize how much I needed that. And so like this group really means a lot to me, because for the longest time, I was just like, dude, I'm a party of one. I got this. I got my husband. I'm good. And then I'm like, the pandemic happened, and I feel like I got older and a lot of things changed.
Yeah.
And then I met Majsan because she's up in Seattle, just north of me. So we're licensed in the same states. And there was a meetup, and I'm just like, this woman connection, like, oh my gosh, like this is just amazing. It has made real estate seem so less lonely. Yeah. When I have women like these two on my side. And so women needing women has just been, it just has opened my eyes to the support that we need. Like I love my husband, but like I get really great support from my women friends too, encouraging me, telling me, it's okay to be like this. It's okay that this is going on. We've had some really great discussions, and I just love it. And like the council has been amazing. The women that we have at our group have been amazing. I don't know where to go now. I'm like, I'm like so happy, but it's great. And then my son came along a little bit later and joined the council. Finally, we drug her in. We're like, come on, we know you want to. Come on, my son.
We didn't realize how much we needed her, honestly.
Yes.
Well, the feeling is absolutely mutual. We as women, by the way, my name is Majsan. It's one of those tricky names with a J in the middle. No one can ever pronounce it. That's okay. My last name is Champagne. I get a lot of iterations of all the different things. we as women, we just wear so many hats. And I know that all humans do, but we are all unique individuals and we all have different perspectives and different backgrounds in life. I have actually gone through so many different changes in my life. Where I am now, I have been a real estate agent for 10-ish, going on 11-ish years. And I was a real estate agent on the East Coast during the hard times, during the dirty foreclosure, 2006, 7, 8 awful times, when I didn't have to. My husband was the breadwinner. It was kind of a part-time gig for me. I had just one child. I was doing it to kind of get my feet back wet and do something that I thought would be a passion. And to be quite frank, it was not. My background is in special education. I went to college for marketing. I love people, and it was just not a good time and a fun time to be in real estate. So it's the one thing in my life, to be quite frank and honest, that I have quit. I am not a quitter. I am a strong Italian woman, y'all, and I don't quit anything. I was a young single mother. I raised my oldest on my own for a lot of years before I met my husband. So I don't know the definition of quitting, but this was something that I left. When it came time to renew my license, I just walked away. And then my family relocated out here to the Seattle area almost 10 years ago. My husband was in tech. I was now the mother of 3. I had my oldest was going into his sophomore year in high school, and I had a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. And the agreement with my husband was I was going to stay home with my children until my daughter entered kindergarten. And I mean, my goodness, we all know how expensive childcare is. We just couldn't afford it. And I had never been given this opportunity before to just focus on being a mother. Right. And so I jumped in and I relished it with both hands, and we relocated out here to the West Coast, what I had never been before. I started at 0, and it was hard. I had a very vibrant, lively, large family of relations and friends on the East Coast, and I knew no one out here. And in about a year, my husband was laid off and mama had to go back to work. And one of the fastest things that I could do was get my real estate license again. And in reality, I did it just to support my husband. He got back into real estate first. And when he asked me, my son, would you get back in real estate? My response was only to support you. I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to do any of that business. Long story short, I am now the breadwinner, and I have been for a lot of years. And it took me a long time crawling and fighting to find my tribe here of friends and people, and men and women. And it took me a long time as a solo agent before I joined a team, before I found a thriving all-female team that I could really grow and develop on. And I was so blessed to join Real about 3 years ago. So our team moved from a different brokerage where our team was the top residential team in that brokerage. We changed to a virtual brokerage, which was really difficult for us. But we had an office space, and I really committed to driving all of these ladies forward and building those connections. And I was so blessed to meet Cass first. And there's no competition. We are in the same state. Like, we could be, catty and fighting and doing all these things, but why do that? Because collaboration is so much more powerful than competition. And Cass introduced me to Patricia at the very first Real conference. And the rest, as they say, is history, because how can you not love a council of women who is nothing but supportive and giving back? So I would gladly give as much time as I can for free. None of us do this for a salary. None of us get anything out of this except for the satisfaction of helping other women. That's it. So.
And I think that that's important, like she said, because we want to create that space where when women say, I had a success, or I am the breadwinner, sometimes, that's hard. When the dynamic switches, and we want to have women to have a safe space to talk about that, because we do have a lot of women in our group that are the breadwinners in their families. My husband's like, please be the breadwinner. That'd be awesome. But sometimes, that dynamic is odd. So like I said, I always say we build this table, right? And it is a big table, and we invite everybody. Our whole thing about this is, as long as you are there to help educate somebody and take a hand and lift somebody up and to be kind to people. So our table doesn't have restriction. We just ask that we're here to help everybody. And it's really important. And again, I think in a time like this, I just want people to have that safe space. So when you have people, you can have your husbands and, everybody's like, oh, just women group. It has nothing against men. It's just sometimes you just need a space and a table that women can come to and can collaborate. Because when we're good, everybody's good. That's what everybody, should understand.
And like Patricia said, Patricia and I, like, we travel. My son travels too. We travel to a lot of conferences throughout the country, throughout the year. We know a lot of people. We do a lot of relocation, deals, and we meet other referring agents. We meet tons of women, right? And it's more than just real estate. It is, we've had people walk in and say, like, I think I'm going to get a divorce. What do I do? And how do I help? Like, that safe place, or like something's not going on right in on my team or something, I need help. Or it is a place where people can walk in and ask questions and not be judged. And I know the world can be very catty, and the world of real estate has its moments. It definitely has a lot of like what's the word, like, where you're comparing yourself to others. And I always remind the women that I talk to, and even myself, when I'm looking at social media, my success is completely different than someone else's. And so that's my biggest preach to women who get into real estate is, you can make real estate whatever you want. If you want to have a little bit of income and just like support your family a tiny bit extra, and make sure that you get to spend time with your kids and do things like that, do it, enjoy it, love it. That does not mean you're any less successful than the person that's doing $100 million a year in sales. It does not mean that, because everybody's success level is completely different. And so you should only measure your success on your ruler.
The other thing that we have too on our council, which is great, we have the education. So we do a mastermind once a month.
Yep.
So that this way we bring in different things about, how to break into luxury. We're going to talk about this year commercial. We want to, and we ask the ladies because we want to come up with topics that are going to help educate, and help them push along the way. Because maybe it's because, eventually down the line, I like to do commercial. So, and commercial is known as a dominated world. But when you find some women that are actually busting it in commercial, I find that extremely impressive,
Yeah.
So that education portion is really important. So we do that a month advance. We bring not only our own people to teach, Women of Real, but we bring in outside, influences that will influence women. And then we have our charity portion that we, absolutely love. We just added that. So we have Rossi and Natasha that handle that. And we try to do something quarterly and, not anything real complicated, but we want to have that give back component. Because I do believe that there are people, obviously, when you look around, that need help. So whatever little, we can contribute, we're all about that.
Well, and we're also, like, as real estate agents, we're the connectors of our community. Like, we are 1000%. We connect everything here, there, that, other, like, everybody. When you're in the community and when you're an active real estate agent, people get to know who you are, and they see you doing things, especially like giving back. Like, I love to give back. The one we're currently doing this month is giving back to a server, where everybody goes and you have a lunch and everybody brings a little bit of cash and you bless a server. You call up the restaurant and ask if someone's on a little bit of hard times, ask to be sat in their section, and give back to this person to help. And it's amazing how if you get 10 or 15 women together, or even 5, and everybody brings 10 or 15 bucks, and you hand that over, 20 bucks, like, that can make a huge difference in someone's life. You just never know.
That could be a blessing. You could totally change that person's life that day. And they always say, if you're not trying to, you're living your life, not trying to make something better for somebody else, right? But just that little thing could change somebody's complete attitude towards everything. So whatever we can do to contribute to that, especially coming from as a group. So yeah, we're very blessed to have the people on the council to come up with the charities and do these events.
Yeah. What I would also add to that is the fact that Real as a brokerage is so diverse. The amount of women that hold top positions within the company,
yes,
and cheer us on and advocate for us and show up at events for us and do even something as simple as reposting some of our social media posts or participating in our Work Vivo group, any of those pieces. And even the gentlemen at the top, they absolutely know that that this brokerage as a whole would not be as strong if it wasn't for the sum of all of its parts. And women are huge in that, to have the really strong female leaders who are all very different, by the way. You have female leaders both, within the corporation and then also within our community. You have people who are super outgoing, super loud, super driven, all of those pieces. And then the quiet people from the back who are just always there, just the steady constants. And you need that. You need a diverse group of women from all backgrounds, from all experience levels, from all walks of life, to make sure that we are as robust and as vibrant as we can possibly be. Because my personality and the people that I attract and the people that I am drawn to is very different from what Patricia is, and is very, very different from what Cass is. And it's just very empowering to be within a group of people that everybody has their own secret sauce and their own superpowers, and we see them and we acknowledge that.
Yes.
And just because Cass lights up every single room that she comes in doesn't mean that my light is any more dim. And so that is so very, very important for all of us as women, just to realize the importance of the support just by showing up and holding space that we encourage for other women in the community.
I agree with that. And, I do want to say the other brokerage I was in, we had the women's group, but the leadership here is amazing that's what the first conversation I had with Tamir. I want to bring this group, and he is 110 supportive, always has been, thanks me. And like Libby has been a really great asset, to us. And like I said, just the women in general that participate, and they talk about the women's group, and they advertise the women's group. And I mean, that, for us, as the council, for me as the founder, I can't explain how much that means to me and to the council, because it shows that the company is actually backing like what we're doing. We're not just here flailing and just hoping that someone notices. It's not that at all. I mean, they have our stuff, they sell, for the group. And I mean, it might be little to some, but coming from the past and to now the present, it makes a humongous difference. And I think that from women from the outside saying, hey, if you're looking for a group of not only supportive women, but from leadership, from the company that support this group, I mean, it's amazing. I can't tell you. So everywhere from Tamir to all the way, all leadership in all aspects, we're very appreciative for that.
So definitely, like when we talk about the Women of Real, like, yes, we've got a council. I'm one of the regional representatives. I'm in charge of 8 different states in the Pacific Northwest region area, kind of all the way over to South Dakota, North Dakota area. And I organize women who lead those states, and they lead meetups within those states. And so, if people want to get involved, or they're just joining, the Women of Real, or they're just joining Real, they should reach out and meet up, because in these areas, we are a online brokerage. So not everyone has offices. I know, like in my area, in Vancouver, Portland area, there's not a lot of offices. There's a couple, but we are like, hey, can we meet up? Can we come there? Can we enjoy the area? Can we meet as a group of women? And then we get together and, maybe we talk about when we need help with listings, or, what's going on in the market. How do we get someone to come off the fence and, decide that they want to buy, or, maybe we're struggling with a co-oping broker. I mean, there's just so much opportunity to work together. And so we do that. Then we also do fun things. Like we did, we're getting ready to do a Galentine's Day event where we all go out to eat together as women and just enjoy. So it's not just necessarily work things. So it's about building this community, and we've got this community all over the country. We just looking for people that want to continue to get involved and enjoy. And so what we're looking for is someone who wants to be part of a community, wants to help raise other women up, and, really drive that home and put that as part of their business. Because I don't know if anyone's seen the movie Crazy Rich Asians, but in there, in the end, when she's sitting with the princess and they're at the wedding, and she's like, I think they missed the point of your paper. when women lift up communities. And so like that is what we do, is we uplift communities. So I really we want to continue to grow this group, and we want more people to come and join us, because it is a lot of fun. You're going to want to have fun, because we do have a lot of fun. I was looking through my phone the other day, and I was looking at some of the pictures and videos from the very first rise. Patricia. We went to dinner. It was very lively after dinner.
Yes.
So it's just, you meet these people, you connect, and it's not just like you see them at one event either. You see them all over the place, and then you bring more people in and more people in. So our group has been growing. Our circle has been definitely growing. I know when we went to, we were at a conference down in Texas, Patricia's like, we're going to lunch. And there was 37 women at that lunch.
You're never alone.
No.
Ever, which is a good thing.
And it was so beautiful to sit and share stories and talk with other women and learn their stories. And it's a great community, and it's been such a blessing to have in my life. I want everyone to have it if they want to have it.
I think that's amazing. Patricia, you just said you're never alone. And as a virtual brokerage, that is vital. That is absolutely vital. We are social creatures. And I know, Cass, you said you were strong. You didn't need women. You didn't need people. You didn't need all those things. However, sometimes we do, right? And in our darkest moments, when we are struggling the most, when we don't know where to turn, and sometimes we can't have these conversations with our partners or our spouses or even our team or even our best friend, because maybe they're not in the industry and they don't know. Just getting on either the platform WorkVivo or messaging one of these wonderful women directly, everything stops. You are not alone. You have support. You have love. You have companionship. You have somebody to listen to. You have an ear to bend. And even if you just come away from that with the knowledge that you're not alone, it's huge, because this is a lonely, difficult, hard profession that we have all chosen. Like, we all work on commission. None of us are we're not making any money without actually helping anybody else. So it's really, really vital that we rely and we lean on the people that are there for us. And I know that if I need something, or if I have a question, or if I just have a concern, or if I want to share something that's super fun or exciting or any of that, I can just reach out to any of these women, and they will always be there for me.
Yeah, most of my reach out is like, hey, Majsan, you know if there's a form for this?
Yeah.
The Washington forms, because most people don't know, the Washington forms are absolutely horrendous. They don't like tell you how to do anything, and there's like about 100 addendums. And I'm like, hey, Majsan, I'm looking to do this. Like, how do I find this? I've Googled it. I have tried to find it in the search. And she's like, it's this one. She always knows exactly which one it is.
Well, and that's the point. And even we have ladies go, look, if you have a question, just put it in here. And if we don't know, we'll get you to the right person. So we direct a lot of traffic that way. And then, and then referrals. I mean, you build your tribe. That's the whole thing. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? And we have so many different personalities of women. Someone's going to click with somebody, like Majsan said, just because one's brighter than the other, or I should say louder than the other. Cass and I, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that other people are overshadowed, and we make sure of that. So that's why we just love this community. And like I said, we want it to grow. So yes, if anybody's interested, we have got space for you. Our table is large. So yes, please reach out to us and how we can help you.
We'll always pull up a chair. And the other important thing to know about the Women of Real is that we stretch beyond this. We may be one of the largest groups within Real. If you go on WorkVivo, you'll see how large we are, and we're always growing. We want more. We're a little greedy that way. We want all women to be involved. That's absolutely right. But we are all involved in other causes as well, right? I'm in the military group because my son is active duty Navy. And I know that Cass deals a lot with giving back and teaching and doing YouTube and relocation and all of those as well. And Patricia is always teaching, always growing, always there for other people. So we as women, we create a big web and a big funnel. So that's the importance of our group.
Yeah. And I think a lot of what I felt originally was like, oh, I don't need anybody. And then just everything changed. I really think everything is like changed in the last probably 5 years. And I realized as my business grew, as I got more into real estate and whatever, I'm like, there are just things I don't know. And I would
Yeah.
say of the three of us on here, I am the baby realtor. I'm starting my 7th year in real estate, and there's still a lot of questions that I got, a lot. And it's just been really nice. I was talking with another agent on, we have a chat on Instagram, and they were talking about how they were scaling their business. And I was like, okay, I'm like, can I ask for some advice? And I said, this is where I am at in my business. It sounds like you were here about a year or 2 years ago. What did you do? And I got some really great information yesterday, to action items to start looking at and working forward with. So I think that you can find a lot of different people that are in different parts of their business, different parts of their life. So pretty much whatever you're looking for, I think the Women of Real definitely has that. And I encourage everyone to, when they join Real or when they get on to Work Vivo, to go find the Women of Real group. We got a little pink dot. I made it pink so that you can see us here. We got the pink. And come find us, join the group. Let's mastermind together. Let's spend time together. Come to some of our masterminds. Maybe you can contribute. We also, I was talking to one of my state reps the other day, and she signed a 30 lot deal with a developer. I'm like, how did you do that? And can you please come on and tell the women how you do
Please.
How you did it.
Please.
And so lifting up, doing all that, that's what we want to do here. So
yeah, in addition to making sure you're super active on Work Vivo, which is our Real platform, following all of us on Instagram is super valuable. We also have a Women of Real Instagram page that we run, so it's a super easy way. I make sure that I highlight all of the successes of all of our women across the entire country and Canada. All of our sisters in Canada, holy smokes, we have barely even touched on them. They are just amazing advocates for women. So find us on all the social medias, find us and interact with us on Work Vivo. And for goodness sakes, reach out. Like, please text us, call us, email us, send us a message in whichever way you can. We will talk to you, because that's what we do for a living.
Yeah. So any questions, there'll be a way to reach out to, there'll be a QR code. And like I said, any of us, and again, we thank leadership for all the support, and we look forward to growing this group even more. We want all the women, like we said.
Make sure that you go on Instagram and look up Women of Real. That should be the handle on Instagram, and come and follow us and hang out. I love mornings with you guys.
It's so good.
It is.
It's so fun.
You got a little coffee, you got a little tea, you got a little ladies. That's all that we need. Cheers.
And a lot of pink.
A lot of pink.
Yes, exactly. It's my Prozac.
Perfect.
Thank you, ladies.
Yes,
well, thank you so much. It was great chatting with you this morning. And again, you guys, reach out. We're here. We're the Women of Real. We love having you. So we hope to meet you either online or in person going forward. Come up to us at events, say hi. We're probably always wearing pink. So we're
and join us.
What a conversation. From shared wins to personal stories and real talk about what it takes to thrive, Cassandra, Patricia, and Majsan reminded us that behind every top producer is a support system built on trust and community. If you're looking to grow your network, your business, or just your mindset, this is your invitation. Tap into the Women of Real. Find them on Instagram. Join the next meetup. And remember, you're never alone when you're part of something real. Until next time, this is Leo, unlocking new perspectives one story at a time.